This is my guy, Max. I met Max in Medellin. Max probably does not remember me, but I met him in Medellin, right? And he just put out this video. So let's watch this video, and then I'm gonna like give you guys my personal thoughts because I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, "Bro, what the fuck?" But just wait. Let's first listen to what he has to say, and then I'm gonna go into how I feel about this.
I just got robbed in Bogota, Colombia. Now, let me tell you this. I've traveled South America for many years. I've lived in Colombia for months, okay? And this is the first time that this has happened to me and they have successfully robbed me. They tried to rob me in the UK before twice. They've not succeeded. And this time, unfortunately, my time has come. So let me tell you how it happened, okay? I was actually collecting a package from DHL and I had a package in my left arm and I was texting in my other arm. Now, usually I text with both of my hands and I hold the phone really strong. Now, this time I've made a mistake. I should have just gotten straight into the Uber, but I didn't. It was a nice day, so I thought, let me just have a walk. I only live like 5-10 minutes away from here. And that's when these two guys on a motorbike came out of nowhere, grabbed my phone and drove off. There's nothing I could have done. I tried running after them, I dropped the package. There was literally nothing I could have done to get my phone back. Now the worst part is this, the phone was unlocked so they have access to all of my photos, my videos. I even had screenshots of my passports and very sensitive information on that phone. But anyway, we're safe, I don't even care about the money. At the end of the day guys, if you are traveling to Colombia or anywhere in South America for that matter, learn from this. Share this with someone who thinks it won't happen to them, okay? It doesn't matter how experienced you are.
All right, so let me basically just kind of just go on about what I feel about this, right? Y'all know already, I've been living inside of Colombia for a while. I keep mixing up the timeline, but basically I was inside of Colombia from November of 2024 all the way till May of November of 2020. I don't even fucking remember the date. I was there for a while. I was there from November to November of 2024 to May of 2025. Then I went back in July or June back to Colombia. So I was there for approximately like 8 to 9 months. I lived in Medellin. I've been all over Medellin. I've been all over CTG, Santa Marta, Barranquilla. Colombia is dangerous, bro. I'm just gonna put it like that. I know a lot of you guys were asking me, yo, is like Colombia dangerous? Is it dangerous? And I feel like at the time I didn't think it was that dangerous because I'm so used to being in New York City, right? I lived in Florida. Right, so I'm used to dealing with danger, but then once I came to Thailand, and I say this and I stand by it, I guarantee it, I put my stamp on it. If you've lived in Thailand, you cannot jump from Thailand to go live in Colombia. They're totally different worlds, and you will get got. It will happen to you because once I came to Thailand, my sense of being on point, like inside of Colombia, I was constantly like you could go watch BMT's video where we did an interview and all the comments is like, yo, this motherfucker keep just scanning the whole area. That is an inbuilt sense I have from like living in the Bronx for so long, but living inside of Colombia, it was on like I'm constantly, and you kind of live like that all the time. Now, the problem when you live inside of Colombia is the longer you're inside of Colombia, your sense of like security starts going down and down because you're spending more time there. So you're becoming more familiar with the scenery, but you're not becoming more familiar with crime, right? Because you're trying to adjust to something that these people have adjusted to their whole life. Like they don't pull their phone out real quick to go on TikTok while they're crossing the street. They just don't do shit like that. But that shit we do as like people from the US and things like that, because people usually not going to come steal our phone. Colombia is really dangerous for guys that don't have a huge sense of security. Like if you didn't grow up inside a place where you needed to be on point, you're not going to go to Colombia and start feeling like, oh man, I'm gonna be so on point when I get here, and I'm a girl's not gonna scope me. No, a girl's gonna rock you to sleep, and then she's gonna put something in your drink, and she's gonna scope your ass, and you're gonna get robbed of everything, and you might not even make it out of there, right? So I feel like, what is like the return on investment when you go to Colombia? The only return on investment is if you were doing some serious business, you have a woman that you were seeing and you're planning a life with, or yeah, that's really it. It's really for real romance and business. Like outside of that, you're pretty much just like fucking around. You know what I'm saying? Like you're chasing baddies, you're going to the clubs. You know what I mean? A lot of dudes, I see a lot of dudes that go to Colombia, especially Medellin, and they get hooked on drugs. I've seen this from mad dudes. I'm talking like dudes that don't even normally snort shit. They're doing that shit as soon as they get to Colombia. When you go to Colombia, you have to go there with an objective. If you plan to live there, that's more than just baddies. Or if you're planning to be there for more than 2 months or 3 months, and you plan on going there and getting a visa, it has to be more than just baddies, because the danger level is not necessarily like you're going to go there and you're going to feel like, yo, I'm getting hit with an earthquake. But like the danger really starts creeping in when you start becoming relaxed and chill. That's when it starts getting dangerous. And usually it really gets dangerous for you when you have a friend that's more like relaxed than you are, because now you want to relax. That's where it fucks up. Now for Max, I don't know what the fuck you doing in Bogota. I have no idea. Like there's nothing there for you. There's no opportunities. There's nothing, unless you just there chasing honeys, which really seems like the only thing that you would be doing there. I don't really see the point. I really do not even see the point in him going to Bogota. But shout out to him. He feeling like he wasn't caused any harm or nothing like that. But nah. If you're gonna live in Colombia, you have to move militant. He's saying that he had a lapse in judgment. He was checking his phone and being comfortable and shit like that. You can't do that. You cannot do that when you live inside of Colombia. You need to constantly be on point and always be on point.